Please be advised that Little Miss Recap contains adult language.
You know, we played back there a piece of tape about your life, the things you've done, where you've come from, and certainly the last 10 years of your life. This has become this thing for you, your son, Diana, has really become your life force right now, hasn't it?
Yeah, as you know, it's difficult. The father who lost his son with Princess Diana is not easy. To know that your child being slaughtered, right, by bunch of gangsters whom they call themselves the British royal family. And the head of the British royal family himself, Prince Philip, he's a Nazi at the core, and he's well-known racist. Himself, he come from nowhere. As a child, 6 years old, his parents, one of them was crazy, one was alcoholic. His aunt, German aunt, took him away to bring him up. And this aunt was married, Goebbels, general, right?
You know,
Both aunts, I mean, if you want a guy like that, grow up with a Nazi, you think he will accept my son with a different nationality, naturally tanned, different religion, accept to be the stepfather of the future, okay?
but you know when you
It's
say that,
difficult.
when you say that stuff, though, people are going to go crazy.
Who's going crazy? The people, 95% of the ordinary people of this country support me.
Hi, and welcome to Little Miss Recap, the podcast where we like to write about some angsty teens. Can't stop, won't stop. Everybody's banging. Everybody's angsty.
Harry's really angsty. William's
Poor
angsty, but
Harry.
Harry's angsty in a different way.
They're doing Harry real dirty.
Harry's
Dirty
not-
Harry. Dirty Harry.
Harry's not getting it good here. It doesn't look good. I mean, the guy who's playing him does not look like him at all. They're portraying him as an asshole to Will most of the time.
Yes. And maybe he was this way,
Maybe.
but considering that everybody else gets this amazing edit, why couldn't you throw some of that grace onto Harry?
We've got Dominic West as Charles,
Mm-hmm.
who's showing up as, by his standards, father of the year.
Yes.
By his standards. And then Harry, who's like, fucking off to rehab or something. I don't know. It's not good.
Bartended
at
smoking the
12.
wacky tobacco.
And the fact he had to say wacky tobacco to his grandmother. And then the ganja, and she's like, I still don't know what you're talking about.
My gram used to call them marijuana cigarettes.
Oh.
Because Graham got remarried in her crazy grief after my grandfather died. She married this ex-heroin addict musician.
Oh.
Which, if you know Graham, she one time went into a bar and got drunk off the smell of a Tom Collins and never again went into a bar. So she picks this guy as her mate. The marriage lasted 9 months. But
I
anyway.
was going to say, sounds more like your mate.
Yeah, exactly. Right?
Yeah.
So she comes home and he's smoking, quote, a marijuana cigarette. Not him, the son. The son was smoking a marijuana cigarette, and Graham threw him out of the house.
Okay.
So,
Oh, I wish I'd gotten to meet your Graham.
oh,
sounds
she was
amazing.
something. She was something. Okay, so we are here today to talk about The Crown Season 6, Episode 9. Do we have any announcements? I don't think
By
we
the
do.
time this comes out, anything we would announce has happened.
Yeah, I mean, we're doing Single Life. That's
We're
the
doing
announcement.
Single Life. That'll be Maps and Single Life will definitely be going. We'll be in the Sister Wives rewatch then.
Right. So if you want to hear us do the Single Life, if you want to hear us talk old episodes of Sister Wives, then you need to join us on Patreon, Supercast, or Apple subscriptions. That's where you're going to find it. I have something to tell you.
Oh.
The cat porthole shirt has been ordered. It is on its way to me. It will be here Tuesday or Wednesday. I'm going to wear it when we do our Sister Wives rewatch episodes.
I can't wait. Now I need something.
Oh my God, it's amazing.
I don't know what to get. I'll have to get some sort of Sister Wives t-shirt.
There is literally a cat coming out of the portal.
I love Julie so much.
All right, guys. So here we are. We're talking, like I said, The Crown Season 6, Episode 9, Hope Street. So We open on an interview with our buddy Mumu.
Oh, Jesus, Moo.
Let me tell you something. Mumu is real mad.
Moo is what we would call in my house big mad.
He's big mad.
He's big mad.
He is
Toby
big
gets
mad.
big mad. Toby gets real upset, and you can tell on his face. He's like, I am big mad in this little 10-pound cat body.
Okay.
He's big mad.
Did Toby arrive to you through a portal?
No.
Okay.
Toby arrived to me through PetSmart in Devon, Pennsylvania.
Okay. Little rescue, little shelter.
Little rescue situation, yeah.
Okay. So Mumu's telling this reporter that the Dracula British royal family discovered that Diana was pregnant with a Muslim and had their intelligence agencies, MI5, MI6, etc., take care of it. And they murdered that beautiful girl and my Dodie. And I have evidence and I have witnesses and I have CCTV. I vow justice. I don't know if he says I vow justice, but he vows justice.
Yeah,
There's
he's
a
real
certain
serious
vibe.
about this.
There's a certain vibe you get from people when they vow justice.
Yeah, he's like, I am going to bring the hand of something down upon all of you in the name of my son.
So at Windsor, meanwhile, the Queen's staff is briefing her on this, and they're like, it's not looking good.
Yeah, this guy's going off the rails.
Yeah, 78% of Britons believe foul play was involved, and like even more believe that it could have been murder.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember this. I'm sure you do too.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And I never believed it.
I never did either. And you know, we'll talk about that at the end.
Yeah.
But you can see that this is rife for conspiracy theorists.
Oh my God, yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. So an official police query is named now, and it's going to be Operation Paget,
Mm-hmm.
and it is going to be led by the Metropolitan Police. And I kind of looked into this,
Okay.
and it was really like an independent
Okay.
party.
So are the Metropolitan Police the London city police?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. I just wanted to confirm.
Okay. So now we have Wills, and he's jogging along, he's swimming, he's living his best life, trying to ignore the noise. And
Yep.
there's like the voiceover over him running and stuff, and it's like one of those like you can't run far enough from this, you can't escape it.
This poor
Now-
boy's having to deal with this bullshit.
I know. So the Queen has her upcoming Jubilee. Now, what is the Jubilee? I don't even know what this is.
It's the 50th anniversary of her
Coronation?
or of her take of becoming queen. It's not the
Okay.
coronation. It's the actual the moment she
But like,
became
why
queen.
is it called a Jubilee? Like, is this a thing? Do they do it for like 25 years?
They do it every 25 years, but I think it's like Jubilee. Let's see. Jubilee. Let's look this up.
What
I
is
know
the
what-
Jubilee?
Jubilee is a particular anniversary of an event, usually denoting the 25th, 40th, 50th, 60th, and 70th anniversary.
Mm.
The term is often now used to denote the celebrations associated with the reign of a monarch after a milestone number of years have passed.
Mm-hmm.
Because what was the last Jubilee for Queen Elizabeth? It was the 75th or 70th.
Oh my God.
Jubilee
Jesus.
Queen Elizabeth. Let's see. The Platinum Jubilee was the last one. How many? And that was the 75th.
Okay.
Nope. I'm lying to you. How many Jubilees has Queen Elizabeth had? She had 7. Ruled for 70 years and witnessed 7 Jubilees over the course of her time as the head of state. So, there you go.
Okay, so when I have my 50th birthday party, which is way far away,
So much further away than one could imagine. I mean,
I think it's like 3 years from now.
becoming 50 is it's all downhill from there.
Can I call it my 50th Jubilee?
100%.
Okay, that's happening.
We're having that party.
We're having a party. I want everyone to dress in Sister Wives gear.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I like that. I like that. Did you see the video of Ace showing up as Cody Brown to that engagement party?
I did. It was amazing.
great.
Yeah,
So
it was
great.
amazing. Okay, so she's having the Jubilee and she's chatting with Queen Mum about it.
Mhm.
Who's like, huh? What? Again, please be kinder to our seniors. She says she doesn't want a grand display because she feels like the appetite isn't there for it.
Yeah.
And in the I wrote in the middle of the conversation, Queen Mum dies. Oh, wait, no, she doesn't. She's alive. And Elizabeth cries, saying, "You can't leave me alone." It is kind of sad because, if you listen to our last episode, she just lost Margaret.
She just lost Margaret, and by all accounts, her mother was wonderful. I think in the last episode, I called her mother Queen Mary. She was Queen Elizabeth. They had the same name. Queen Mama's Elizabeth.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh, wait. Let me check that before I actually say that in case I'm being an idiot.
Find out who her parents are. We need to know this.
We know who her father is for sure.
Yes.
Yes, Elizabeth.
Okay.
Elizabeth. She is also Elizabeth.
Okay. So now Wills is real despondent and he's hanging out in his room. He's got, I don't know, he's got his little spank bank pulled up on his
whatever
Nokia.
He's doing.
I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what boys do when they're alone.
You don't want to think about what young boys do when they're alone. Here to tell you that.
Some bloke comes in and tells him Kate Middleton has broken up with Frenchie. And I just wrote, that's her loss. That is her loss. R.I.P. Frenchie.
Ah, poor Frenchie.
Frenchie, I know.
Not Frenchie, Finchy.
Oh, Finchy. Right. I know a 20-year-old Amy who's on the planet at this time, Finchy, who would absolutely date you. So go to America and find her.
Right.
Anyway.
How'd that work out?
Kate is modeling in some lingerie fashion show on campus, and it's this guy has it on good authority that's going to be risque.
Risque. I love that.
Risque. So he says, there's a problem, though. The press is going to be there. So, your protection agent isn't going to let it happen. And Will literally says, fuck that. Fuck it.
I go where I want. I'll do what I want.
Mm-hmm. So Mom, in the meantime, is on the phone with Kate. Mom Kate.
Yes.
Whatever her name is. Mm-hmm. And she's like, you need to show those legs and use your assets and flaunt your ass. And, and Kate calls her Mrs. Bennett, which is a great literary reference. Thank you very much. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Now at the fashion show, Kate's in this oversized sweater a la Madonna Borderline video, kind of. Mm-hmm. And she decides, fuck it, I'm going to go with this transparent number.
She's hot.
She is. I mean, when I was doing some of my research later, I came across pictures of real Kate Middleton.
Smoke show.
There's a picture of her graduating from St. Andrews, and she has the gown on and she has heels on, and the gown is swooshing behind her so you can see full leg.
Right.
Oh my God.
Okay, while you talk, I'm going to look up this photo.
Yeah, you need to look it up because I'm holy shit. I did not look like that on my graduation day. Did not. Kate
Middleton graduation.
So Kate chooses this sexy transparent number, and Amanda Will's gob is smacked when he sees her.
Oh, he has a raging heart. Oh yeah, this she looks amazing.
Do you see the photo?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's all his gob is smacked.
I just wrote he and his
Twitter.
He and his bros are all horned up.
He can't stand up at this point. I don't think he can stand up. Because I think it would become very obvious very quickly what was going on there.
Nothing's off limits here at Little Miss Recap.
No.
We will talk about...
I'm happy to talk about the dick of the future king of England.
Absolutely we will. Yep, if you think we won't, you don't know us.
You've come to the wrong place.
So at Windsor, tone shift real quick. At Windsor, Elizabeth is with the Queen Mom as she passes.
Mm-hmm.
So we see
this
her...
time for real.
For real this time.
Right.
You have Philip running in there with a mirror under her nose. It does not fog up. She's really dead. Okay.
Is it the same mirror that we then used for Robin Brown to make sure she was alive on that couch? That'd be amazing. Okay, go on.
So at the club, I don't know where they are. It's after the fashion show. It looks like
I think
a
it's
party.
after the fashion show. It's some bar or something. Yeah.
Will and Kate are chatting about her outfit, and he almost pounces on her. He's so into it. And I have some criticism here for our beloved Peter Morgan.
Okay.
Who does
Is this another thing written by John Morgan? Yeah. Is this the part written by John Morgan, the lesser Morgan?
He just doesn't know how to write teenagers.
No, he doesn't.
'Cause not even teenagers. They're young people. They're probably 20s. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because they say things like, okay, so here's what happened. She's like, I just wanted to know if you were interested. I'm afraid we were headed to the dreaded friend zone. And Will's like, oh no, I hate that. I'm borderline obsessed. No, young people don't talk like this. I don't know. Maybe young people in the monarchy do.
Maybe. I don't know.
Peter Morgan, come on.
But she's not in
Hang
the
out on a
monarchy.
college campus.
She's not in the monarchy.
No, she's not.
No, she's a
not.
regular person.
Mm-mm. So the security officer gets the call about Queen Mom, and Will and Kate are making out.
Yeah.
And he just comes over and he interrupts them, and we get Library Will again, who's like, "Get the fuck away from me!" I'm like, "Oh my God,
making out with this woman. Do you not see how hot she is? Leave me alone. I am horned up here. I've had a boner for 3 hours. Leave me alone." Oh, jeez.
So dude is like, asshole, your grandmother died. You're just like, oh.
Your great-grandmother died.
Yes, great-grandmother. It's Operation Tay Bridge.
Yes.
Okay. So now we see the funeral, and they're getting ready to go into the church and stuff, and Harry's chilling out, Will's is there, and Harry's all aggro over this new investigation that is set up. He is like, I don't like this, it's bullshit, it's, interfering with my drinking. I don't know what he's talking about.
Papa keeps sending me to rehab. I'm very busy. I can't be dealing with this. I have cocktails to make. I have just mastered my whiskey hour,
Amanda, I am at my absolute favorite moments when I'm talking about teenagers.
Being ridiculous.
Will tells Harry that they are interviewing Will to help determine Mom's state of mind, because he was the last person that talked to her.
Right.
But he also makes the point, like, I was older than you. I remember more things than you. And Harry's like, fuck that. I should be asked because I'm living her life. I'm being crucified in the press. And for what this reminds me of, do you remember? I have spoken many times about my love for John Lennon.
Of course.
But he was a huge dickbag. I mean, anybody who loves John Lennon knows he had some ego on him. I told you he got mad at George Harrison because George Harrison did not write enough about him in his own memoir. So he, remember when he did the song where he wrote, help me, what is it? Something like They're Gonna Crucify Me. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
Going, they're gonna crucify me.
Yes.
The way things are going, they're gonna crucify me. And everybody was like, wow. Now he's like comparing himself to Jesus Christ.
Right.
And John Lennon's response to this was like, so? It's the Ballad of John and Yoko. That's the song. Yes. Because he's writing about how he could not get married. Nobody would marry him.
Right. So
Poor
hard.
baby. Poor baby.
It's so hard to be John Lennon.
Oh, R.I.P.
Well, I mean, it wound up not going well for him at the end, but yeah.
But this kind of reminds me of that. Like, Harry's like, I'm being crucified here.
You don't know how hard it is.
I'm hitting the clubs. I'm bartending.
I have my side gig at the club,
And William's like,
becoming a master mixologist. I'm very busy here.
And William's like, you need to stop comparing yourself to her, to Mom. And Will's like, do you know how hard my life is to have to be a narc all the time? To have to be goody two-shoes? To have to narc you out? He's like, I don't get to be the likable rogue. And Harry goes, well, dude, in order to do that, you got to be likable. Burn.
Jesus.
He just turns and walks out.
Yeah. It's the Obama mic drop.
So at the funeral, the Queen is in real bad spirits. Like, she's pretty upset. Yeah, she's lost her mom. She's lost her sister. Porchy. Yeah. So Harry apologizes to Will, and they agree to bury it. Well, Harry's like, I was a dickbag. I'm sorry. Will's like,
in the middle of a hymn.
Guess I'll forgive you. Huh. So
I have to get back up to St. Andrew so I can bone Kate. Leave me alone.
So now this was interesting. We have the Queen meeting with Tony Blair. And they're talking about Iraq.
I know.
And Blair agrees with the U.S. that Saddam has weapons of mass destruction. I will never forget watching Colin Powell on his press conference, literally walking us through all the evidence that they had for this. The evidence was not correct. No. It was all wrong.
I know.
It was a wild time, guys.
It really was. I always liked Colin Powell.
I always did too. And I don't
his
know
politics
if
aren't mine, but
I don't know if he was lied.
Straight shooter.
Yes, I agree. A decorated veteran, yes. But was he lied to, or did he? I think he was lied to.
I think he was.
I I think he was. Okay.
I want to believe
But
he was.
I want to believe he was too. But Tony Blair says, look, I told the Americans already, like, we're not comfortable with regime change. Spoiler alert. He's like, what we want is a second UN resolution for Saddam to allow the inspectors back in. The Queen says, the problem with telling someone you will always back them and then making it conditional is that they tend to forget that latter part and only hear the first. She's right.
She's been to this rodeo with many a prime minister.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be really frustrating for her when you think about it, to watch, with the exception of one for the majority of the time, these men come in who think they own the world.
Yep.
And they're fumbling through becoming prime minister. And she's like, oh, here's another one falling for this shit again.
Right, because she probably could have run this shit with her eyes closed. So the Queen then confronts him about his lack of faith that people are going to show up for her Jubilee. Apparently, he's like running around town saying, like, don't worry about crowd control. We won't need it. Everybody
Right. No
hates
one's
this
showing
bitch.
up anyway. Everyone hates this
And
bitch.
he's like, I'm not sure, or she says she's not sure the country wants to celebrate. Then he says that they could bring someone in off the bench to expand her appeal. And she's like, well, Charles is busy. He's like, I'm not talking about Charles. Come on. Nobody's
Charles is not
going
going
to
to help with your
Charles.
appeal, honey.
No. He's like, I'm talking about Prince William. And Queen says, I don't want to disturb him while he's like mourning his mother and still doing his studies. And I don't know if I could ask that of him. But he's planted the seed. Yeah. Right? Okay. So now the commission comes over to Windsor. And they're grilling Charles. And
that's awful.
I know. They have some letters Diana wrote, which I'll talk about later, in which she's like, people are trying to kill me. Check my brake lines. You know, do you know, that happened in my town. There was a single mom who was like in some kind of custody battle, and she had her brake lines cut and she like died. It was really tragic. Yeah.
Oh my God. Jesus. So
William is required to give a written statement since he was the last person to talk to Diana. So we see him doing that. And while he's doing that, he supposedly overhears Charles being grilled about possibly trying to kill the princess. So William is then called to meet with the Queen, and he narcs on Harry immediately. Typical older sib. He's in there and he's like, Harry's been smoking weed and Harry's been brawling and partying. And the Queen's like, dude, cut him some slack. It's not easy being number 2, which is a nice callback to her conversation about Margaret. Yeah. And Will says, well, it's not easy being number 1 either.
Okay. Like, yeah, I know.
And she's like, yeah.
You don't say.
He's like, you can't bang chicks. Everybody's saying I should be king over Paul. Like, it's real annoying. I wish people would stop saying I should be the king. Am I the only one who finds him super annoying, William? I probably am.
I don't find him annoying. I love him.
I find him annoying in the show. I feel like he's narky. And maybe it's just I'm being triggered because of my position as younger sib.
Yeah, I think you're being triggered. I think something about his energy is similar to Jenny's energy, and it's those of us without bigger sister issues aren't feeling it in the same way you are.
Okay, guys, come at us and let us know if you're triggered by William and you're a younger sibling.
And if you're an only child or an older sibling, are you triggered by William? Oh my God, we should do a poll in the Facebook group when you drop it.
Yes. Are you triggered by Harry? Are you triggered by William? What is your birth order?
Right.
Who's triggering you?
We need to understand.
All right. So the Queen's like, I'm happy that we could talk about this kind of stuff. And now I need to ask you a question. Can you help me out with the Jubilee? Because I'm afraid of the balcony sitch. Like, I'm afraid I'm going to go out there and nobody's going to be there. Now that we know that's not going to happen.
No. But she was, I think, legit scared about it.
What she says is she's afraid of the booing. Now that could happen.
That could absolutely happen.
That could happen. Ask Tony Blair in that women's club that he went to.
That's right.
So she's like, can you help me out? Like, can you come out and help me? So they cheer on you and ignore me. And she's like, however, now that you've told me what's going on with you, I think I'm changing my mind. I have to say, this episode really got to me again because I just love grandmothers are so some grandmothers
Mhm.
are so important to us. And I love
I
seeing Will with his grandmother.
and by everything both he and Harry have ever said publicly, she was a wonderful grandmother.
I will say this, a lot of people say that they are better grandparents than they were
Mhm,
parents. Because
mhm.
you
You
learn how
learn
to stick shit.
and you're older and you're just a little bit more divorced from it and
Yeah,
you're one layer out. It's just different.
my
And you're not,
kids,
for the most part, living with your grandchildren all the time. Like, for the most part.
for the most part. Do you know my kids know my dad is like this easygoing, bumbly, fumbly baba,
Mhm.
like he's so fun. I'm like, that is not the man I grew up with. 100% is not the person I grew up with.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So she tells William this story about how before she acceded to the throne, Philip and her lived in Malta as a young
Mhm.
married couple. And it was Villa Guardamangia.
Yes.
Guardamangia.
I think that's how
And
you
it
say
was
it.
their home, and it was the happiest years of their life. And she went to the store with all the other wives, and they had dinner parties, and she went to the local hairdresser. And it was like her little moment when she was living her life outside of the spotlight.
Mhm. She was Elizabeth Mountbatten when she was there. She was not
Yeah.
the next in line for the throne. She was
And
just the wife of an officer
it
having a good
just,
time.
this hit me too, because like it
Mhm.
reminds me of me and Timmy just starting out.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? We had that like that moment in time before we became parents, before we became homeowners, before you know what I mean? Where we
Yep.
were just like the two of us banging around an apartment and drinking
Right.
a lot.
Yep.
And you never get that back.
No.
It's
No, you never.
wild. Hey everyone, stay tuned. Little Miss Recap will be right back after these words.
Back.
You know what this reminds me of? Did you watch Boy Meets World?
No.
Oh, what?
No.
What?
Nope. Never saw it.
What?
I'm a lot older than you are, Amy, so I think that's where the difference comes in.
I didn't watch it when I was young. I watched it as like a 20-year-old.
Oh, no, I never watched it.
Okay. Well,
Was that the one
I'm
that
gonna.
had the friend named Topanga?
Yes, Corey
Okay.
and Topanga were the couple.
Okay, got it.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell this story for all the millennials out there.
Okay.
Okay. So Corey and Topanga decided that they wanted to get married, and they were like 19, maybe 20. And
Okay.
Corey's parents were against this.
Of course.
And they were like, "No, we want to get married. We've loved each other, blah blah blah." And they go to they're struggling financially to get a place. And they go to Corey's parents, who they know have the money. And they're like, "Can you help us? Can you help us?" And they say no. And they get in a big fight, big fight. Later they come back and the mom and dad, who are great, are like, "Look, you will never forget the struggle. The struggle is what makes you a team. The struggle is what
Mm,
binds you. And if we help you, you miss the struggle. And I don't
mm,
want to rob that of you." And that
mm.
reminds me of this episode.
Yeah,
Like, I was like,
yeah.
you need to have that time where things aren't easy. I
Mhm.
mean, financially, things were easy for her, of course.
Yeah,
But
they
we
were never
know
gonna have to
that,
worry about how to pay the electric
no,
bill.
but we know that her and Philip had like rocky
Mhm,
parts in their marriage. And like, it's
mhm.
just that period of time before things are easy
Yeah,
that it's
yeah.
like,
But in a lot of ways, that was the easy time for her because she wasn't the queen. She was just
yes.
being a
Well, it's
wife, doing her
easy in
thing.
retrospect.
In retrospect,
Like
yeah.
when I look back on that time when Timmy and I, were worried about being able to pay the rent,
Right.
it seems easy now.
Mhm.
Because we didn't have 2 kids dependent on us, we didn't have,
Right.
but,
Did you
like, it
guys
wasn't easy at the time.
how how long were you guys dating before you moved in together?
Oh god, like a month.
Okay.
Not even, like 3 weeks?
Okay. Yeah, got it. Got it.
We hung out for the first time on September 3rd, and he moved in for my birthday, which was September 25th.
Wow.
So, yeah,
There you go. Yeah.
yeah.
Got it.
Alright, so back to this. So she tells William, like, "I want you to have as normal as a life for as long as you possibly can." He
Yep.
tells her about Kate. He tells her how Kate's family does crazy things like eat together in the kitchen. And the
Like
queen goes, "Why?"
servants?
Well, the queen goes, "Why? Don't they have a dining room?"
He's like, "I think so, but they eat at the table, the kitchen
Yeah.
table."
And she's
So
like, "So
funny.
they prefer to live like staff?" And she says it jokingly.
Yeah.
Like she's not being,
I think she realizes the ridiculousness of what she's saying, but also
Yes.
that's the world. I mean,
Yes.
Elizabeth has never eaten at the kitchen table.
No,
No.
never. No.
Mm-mm. Maybe as a little kid, but probably not.
Maybe.
could
So
see, like, if you lived in the palace and, like, one of the butlers or something was your favorite and you followed them around, like, I could see a butler, like, throwing you some toast at the kitchen table while
chilling
he's
with a
doing stuff.
butler. Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
as you
Mhm.
do.
Chilling with Mr. Belvedere.
Oh, Mr. Belvedere. Now
Oh,
that I
Freaks
watched.
on the China. Now you know that one. Come on.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
of course.
So he calls Kate and she invites him. Will's call Kate's and he's like, I told my grandmother about, and she's like, the queen knows who I am. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Mhm.
She invites him to watch the Jubilee with her and her family because he's like, I got to pass on the Jubilee.
Right,
Like,
I
I'm
don't have to
super
go to this
excited.
bullshit.
And he's like, well, let's see the results of the inquiry first, and then
Yeah.
we'll see what happens. We'll see what I do with this chub that I'm growing over here. We don't know. So now we cut to the Metropolitan Police Commissioner, and he is reading the results of the inquiry in front of the press. He says that they interviewed over 300 witnesses. They studied
Mhm.
the evidence. They used forensic technology. They studied hours and hours and hours of CCTV. And it all boils down to this. The royal family had nothing to do with this. Also, the princess was not engaged, nor did she wish to be. She was
Yep.
also not pregnant. In the end,
I
on
mean, this was the
recall,
love for the ages, but, you know.
yeah, sure. Henri Paul, who was her bodyguard?
No, Henri Paul was the driver.
Yeah, but was he? Oh, he was just the chauffeur.
He was just the
Okay,
chauffeur.
I thought he had another role in it.
No,
Okay,
no, he was just the driver of the car.
he was drunk. He was not qualified to be driving the vehicle. He drove too fast, and they didn't wear seatbelts.
Right.
And they say no one tampered with his samples because that was another thing Mumu was saying.
Mhm.
He was seen drinking. Like several
Yeah.
people saw him drinking. And even if, because then another thing was there was a flash in the tunnel,
Mhm.
he says even if there was a flash in the tunnel, it would not have mattered since Mr. Paul had already lost control of the car before going into the tunnel and was driving at a speed of over 100 kilometers per hour.
Right.
And, he was
Which,
drunk and
for
he,
those of us, is about 60 miles per hour.
yeah. So Mumu goes fucking crazy. And
Mhm.
in a real baller move, he hosts a press conference to announce his departure.
Right. Right.
I'm going to do this next time I'm leaving a Facebook group. I'm going to be like, I'm going to go live in that Facebook group and be like, here's why I'm leaving.
Fuck all you people. Oh my God. He is
He,
the classic. This is not an airport. You do not need to announce your
I
departure.
know, he's
Just go.
classic. But people show up to listen to this.
Mhm. Mhm.
And he's standing on the steps of his house and he's like, the royal family are racists. He calls for the people to rise up against them. He
Mhm.
calls the British a nation of zombies who elect donkeys to rule them. And he says, let us not forget 5,000 years ago, we Egyptians were building pyramids while they were wearing animal skins and shitting in caves.
Yep.
And he's like, I'm leaving all of you subjects to burn in hell.
He is.
Woo! Now, I could not find footage of this
Okay.
to see if he really did this. I did my best.
Okay.
But there are several interviews of him just being real candid about the royal family. He calls Philip a racist piece of shit and that he's Hitler behind the scenes. Like
Wow.
he is no holds barred
He didn't
talking
give a
like this.
fuck.
So I have no doubt that he said these things at different times.
When did he sell Harrods?
Oh,
Do
I
we
don't know.
know? In 2010. So when did the Queen Mum die?
So this inquest came out, what, 2002, 2003?
Yeah, so he didn't sell Harrods for like 7 more years after he
Yeah.
left the country.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So I have no doubt that he said these things. They're
Mhm.
just for, Peter Morgan is just putting them together.
Yeah.
So now we see Will and he's driving over to Kate's house and they're all giddy to see him. And you know who I forgot existed? Pippa.
Mhm. I forgot about Pippa too. I was like, "Oh, we loved
I'll,
her when we met her."
I'll never forget her at the wedding. She looked stunning.
Oh God.
They're
Those
both beautiful.
Middletons make some beautiful women.
They really
Jesus.
do. Mama
Yeah.
Middleton, for as crazy as they're making her seem,
Mhm.
she
Got some
has
good
some good
genes.
genes.
Yeah.
Mhm. So he's telling them, like he's sitting there and he's talking to Kate's family. He's telling the queen, or he's telling them that the queen is shy and she's really only comfortable with dogs, horses, then men, then women.
Right.
I'm like, oh, okay.
And I love how the house is like totally decked out in Union Jacks and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And the
Mm-hmm.
whole family is like, oh my God, this guy is a hard
And
hit. They're
we
trying to be
learn
so
that
cool.
they miss Mrs. T. They really
Mhm.
miss Margaret Thatcher.
Yep, big fans.
Will is watching Grandma, and he starts to feel a little sorry for her because
Mm,
her sister and her mom, who knew her best, are gone. And Will decides, I'm going to go be with her. I'm going to
mhm.
skip out. And I just imagine Kate's mom screaming at her in the kitchen, being like, What did you do? Why
Right.
did you drive him away? You
How
weren't
did you
steady
ruin
enough.
this?
Didn't you give him a hand job like I told you to?
Jesus Christ.
So,
This guy's been wearing a chub for 4 weeks. Take care of it, Kate. Get on it.
so we see Will get to the castle.
Mhm.
And they go out on the balcony, and the Will's Mania girls are there throwing their
Mhm.
panties at him, screaming. Let us see those hot and tight abs. And everyone's screaming. And we do see actual footage, which is
Yeah.
cool. I love when they mix the actual
Me
footage in.
too. Me too. And to see her and Philip on the balcony, and you can see she's wearing that same red suit
Mm-hmm.
with her damn little purse. I love the fact that she carried a purse everywhere
She
she
always
went,
had that little purse. So did my
and it
gram.
always matched perfectly.
My Gram's purse had 13 compartments, and she could whip anything out of there at any time. She would have a
Wow.
hammer in there. She'd have a shovel.
She wasn't like the bag that Mary Poppins had, where just shit just kept
Pretty
coming out of
much.
it.
Pretty much. Yes. So later, Will is on the phone with Kate, and they're talking about St. Andrews, and he's getting a house, and he's going to
Mhm.
live with Fergus and Olivia, and they're looking at a house on Hope Street, and she's like, "I like Hope Street," and he's like,
Mhm.
"Well, there's 4 bedrooms."
And we
She's like,
need a
"Well, is there
fork.
one?" So now we get a montage of them living together on Hope Street,
Mhm.
and
It's
we
very
see them,
sweet.
like, going to the store. You know what's funny, though? One of these things is not like the other because we see Kate and Will's coming back from the grocery store in a very moist, rainy London, right? Or
Mhm.
wherever they are. Where's St. Andrews?
Scotland.
Scotland.
Yeah.
It's pouring,
Yeah.
they're trudging through. And then you get cut footage to Elizabeth and Philip, and they're like driving around their Model
Oh, in
T
Malta,
on the
yeah.
coast of Malta, and it's like sunny, and they're like sun drenched, and like
Right?
I'm like, these two things are not alike.
Yeah.
So at the end, they're having a little dinner party, and
Mhm.
there's a delivery from Grandma, and it's a picture of her and Philip as young people in their villa. And she writes, like, I hope that this Hope Street can be your villa like ours was, or
Mhm.
whatever. It's very sweet. It's
It
very
is very
sweet.
sweet. If that really happened, that's incredibly sweet.
I don't know if that really happened. I tried to find it.
Mm. I
People
like the
aren't going to
idea
know
that it
details
happened.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah. No. And but yeah, it seems to me she saw that, like, Kate's obviously the one because he's all Twitter pated and horned up. I was going with something a little bit more highbrow than
Classier.
horned up. Twitter pated. And also that, like, he's going to have a limited amount of time in his life where he
Mm-hmm.
gets to be a regular person.
Mm-hmm.
And being in universe, like, think about it. Like, I don't feel like Prince Charles ever, like, cooked a meal, but I bet William has.
I don't know because Charles hung out with Camilla a lot at her
That's
house.
that's true back in the day. And Camilla would have cooked normally
Yeah.
because she was royalty, but she was real low level.
Yeah. For some reason, I feel like Charles might have cooked.
Okay.
Philip, no,
But
never. Never,
Philip, no,
never, never.
never.
That's a
No,
woman's job.
that is a woman's job. But you know
Mhm.
full well that, like, William has made meals.
Yes.
I bet
Yes.
William has changed diapers.
Yeah,
I bet he
maybe.
has. I bet
Maybe.
Charles never did, but I bet William has.
Charles didn't even know he had kids. He's like,
Apparently.
"I have kids? Wait, Camilla, I gotta get
Right.
back."
Well, I've stopped banging you. Apparently, I have 2 children now. Bye.
So
Apparently, I have 2 children.
so for my little research project, I wanted to do what is the note the investigator is referring to
Mm,
when Diana was thinking that someone was after her. So this is called the Mishkan note.
okay.
And I found several articles about it, but the one I'm going with is in US Weekly. No, I'm just kidding. It's the
Okay.
Independent. Okay.
Okay.
So what is the Mishkan note? How Princess Diana predicted, quotes, her Paris car crash 2 years before it happened. So basically, The claim refers to the Mishkan Note, an infamous note written by Victor Mishkan in 1995 when he was the Princess of Wales' legal advisor. So
Okay.
there's a 4-part docuseries that premiered in the US and in the UK in, when was this written? In 2022, so last year, that was called Investigating Diana Death in Paris. And they go
Okay.
into this note.
Okay.
And so apparently Diana goes to meet with this Mishkan lawyer and is like, I just feel like somebody's after me, blah, blah, blah. He supposedly takes this dictation. She never
Okay.
signs it, nothing. He
Got it.
locks it away in a safe. And then when this investigation happens, he brings it back out.
Okay.
So that's the note.
That feels a little different to me than what Mumu's trying to say it was.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is what has caused a stir. And it's pretty much been called into question, first of all, because it's typed. It's not signed.
Okay.
And second of all, nobody ever brought this out earlier. Like, if they were that concerned about somebody trying to kill her, they would have presented this note the minute she died.
Absolutely.
But they
Absolutely.
waited until Operation Paget started. Paget
Paget.
started, and then they brought it out. So I was like,
Do we know the meaning of the name Operation Paget?
I looked up Paget, and I forget what it meant. Hold on.
I love how we just research right here.
Yeah, of course we do. There's a lot of diseases. Paget's disease of the bone. I just want to know what the word Paget means.
Yeah.
I don't
I'm now
know.
on the Wikipedia page, an unimpeachable source of information.
I don't know. It's weird because I'm like, what's the meaning of Paget? Okay, of Old English origin, Paget is both a given name and a surname. Gender neutral, it means little page, attendant, or servant, stemming from the ancient Greek, meaning youthful or child. I don't know.
Interesting. Okay.
I don't know. So anyway, that's the Mishkan note. So
Okay.
now I wanted to look up also, did William and Kate live together before they were married? I was really surprised by this. Because you're not going to tell me she's staying in the 4th bedroom. Okay, we've all done this trick, right?
Sure. Sure. That bedroom was just for show. It's fine.
Yeah, that bedroom is where she went to, like, I don't know,
Do her
paint her
makeup.
nails.
Yeah.
Sure.
Study, whatever.
So, one thing I did read is that it was actually Kate. I actually read that Kate was the one who found the apartment, was going to live with some roommates. The landlord would not allow men to live there because there had been some incidences with bros and parties.
Okay.
Kate calls the landlord up. She's like, it's the fucking Prince of England, right?
Right.
Prince William.
Right.
And suddenly landlord's like, okay,
That's
I'm
fine.
good with it.
Yeah. Well, because he knows nothing totally crazy is going to happen there because the whole world is watching. And also there's a security guard there all the time.
Right.
I mean, I'm sure like whoever's Will's detail was probably rented the apartment across the street or next door or like
True.
to be right there.
So what I wanted to read to you today that just tickled my funny bone a little bit was, I Googled, did William and Kate meet each other before they got married, blah, blah, blah. And
they did meet each other before they got married.
Right. Lived together, I meant. And it took us to Quora. Could be a vast trash pile.
Oh, Quora is fantastic. It is one step down from US Weekly. Go on.
What I had to laugh at was how mean people are.
Oh, God.
Okay. So somebody answers. So this person asked the question, how many times did Will and Kate meet each other before they got married, and where did they meet? That was the question.
It's a terrible question, but okay.
Terrible question. So one dude is like, I imagine they met before they got married. They were both at the University of Scotland, at university in Scotland.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Next person. Why do people come on here and ask questions that are fully capable of looking it up on a simple internet search? If you can post on Quora, you can type it into Google. But yes, they knew each other. Like, people are such assholes.
Oh, I know. People are so mean.
Hold on. There's a really good one coming up. Oh, for fuck's sake. Do some research. The whole world knows Catherine and William met at university and courted for 10 years. And yes, 10 years before their marriage. Next person. Who is Kate? The woman's name is Catherine, Princess of Wales. You are showing downright disrespect calling her Kate Middleton. There are times her maiden name can be used when the question refers to subjects before she was married, but you are deliberately disrespectful. Get yourself sorted, you professional dumb idiot.
You professional dumb idiot.
Okay.
Wow. Someone's real into titles there.
Another person writes, they were married in April 2011. Their oldest child was born in 2013. Oh, because somebody said, was Kate pregnant when they got married?
Oh.
How long do you think a human pregnancy lasts? At this rate, this baby would have been 2 when he was born. I'm not telling you to get a grip, but a grip should definitely be got.
This is almost as good as the comments on Cody's Instagram.
It's amazing. Like, people are so... If Kate Middleton... Here's another question. If Kate Middleton had not been born into British royalty, would she still have married Princess William? Total Dumbo. Catherine Middleton was born a commoner, met a prince at university. They fell in love and get married. Her parents are Mr. and Mrs. Middleton. They're not royals. Therefore, she wasn't either. She, A, is no longer a Middleton. B, is now the Princess of Wales. C, is wife to our next King William. She will be Queen Catherine, not Kate. Stop calling her that. Wow. Okay. So I just felt like, wow, we think American politics are ripping people apart. This is something.
So the fact that I always call her Kate Middleton is a problem?
I guess so. You need to call her Princess Catherine of Wales.
Wales, yeah. Wow. I'm going to have to call my mom. Tell her we have to change how we talk about Kate Middleton.
I just love it. Total Dumbo. Get yourself sorted, you professional dumb idiot.
And a simple Google search.
All I kept thinking is, if they ever heard this bullshit that I'm spewing, they would be like, I'm not saying somebody needs
after us.
I'm not saying somebody needs to get sorted, but sorted needs to be gotten. If you know what I mean. All right. Okay, so that's the end of our episode. We will be back next time with the finale.
The finale, yeah.
What would you like to see happen next? Would you like to see The Crown as a series continue as a limited series and maybe explore other monarchies?
I would love to explore other monarchies because I enjoyed this more when it was further back history.
I agree.
For me, like I would love Queen Victoria. Yeah. I think that would be fascinating.
Yep.
It doesn't have to be a queen either.
Some French Revolution, some Louis XVI, some of that shit. I would love to see.
Think King George would be Elizabeth's father. I think that would be interesting because that's. I mean, we hit a little bit on it with the abdication of Edward, but like not a ton.
Yeah.
And so if we went back to like their childhood and all that, that'd be interesting. Yeah. No, I would hope that they would continue the Crown. I have no idea. Do you know if they're doing anything? Do we know anything?
I don't think Peter Morgan's up for it. To be honest. I don't know.
Well, get him on the phone. I know you two are tight.
Peter Morgan. Give me a call.
Does the Queen have anything she wants to say before we sign off?
No, the Queen's not. She's not
here today.
Not here today. Okay. But I will tell you guys that Kathy from Golden Bachelor is going to be making several appearances on our Golden Wedding coverage. So that by the time you hear this, that will have dropped. Go back and listen to it because we did cover it.
Oh, so good. I can't wait to hear Kathy.
How long do you give that marriage?
How long are they contractually obligated? Like, at what point do they get a
contractual
we need to know. Payout? Because then it's about 2 months after that.
Okay.
Which is a shame because I like her daughter and I like his daughters.
I do too.
I like their children a lot more than I like them.
Yeah, there's something about her. I can't warm up to her. Yeah.
We were watching it and I was like, oh, I hate her. And Todd's like, why do you hate her? I'm like,
I don't know why. There's
something about her that really bugs me.
It's like a Robin Brown situation. Well, no, we have evidence to hate Robin Brown.
No, we have evidence for that.
But like, I hated Robin Brown right from the start before there was evidence.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, but we did get the boudoir shoot. So we got to see your girl, Ellen.
Let me tell you something. I can't believe the legs on these women.
Oh, I know.
I'm like, holy shit, what am I doing wrong?
Oh, seriously. At 14, my legs didn't look that good.
What are you watching aside from all this shit show?
The Leftovers.
You enjoying
We
it?
are watching. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And we are also watching You, Me, and My Ex.
Mm.
We just
Matt.
started in on
Matt
that.
and
And
Chelsea.
wow. I do not care for Matt at all.
He's a bro. He's a dude. I hate
He's
him.
an asshole. He's an asshole. I'm deeply intrigued by April and Lauren
Mm-hmm.
and their relationship, and I think Roy needs to just get the fuck out of this situation because
Agree.
he's the best one of this bunch by far. I am sad though we have no more Kay LeVay though.
Yeah.
I enjoyed her.
I'm watching Picard.
Oh, I think Todd already watched that.
It's really good.
Yeah, I feel
Really
like
good.
you watched that already. I could be making that up though.
Yeah. Star Trek Strange New Worlds is better, but I really like
I'm not
Picard.
a Star Trek girl.
Mm.
I mean, I watched Next Generation in high school because everyone did.
See, I didn't.
Yeah.
Like I saw it here and there, but
Yeah, I
Timmy
saw it here and there. I didn't
really
watch it
into
faithfully.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't watch it faithfully. But like, I think it was on like Friday or Saturday nights. Like inevitably, if we were at someone's house, it would be on. And so I saw it that way. But it wasn't like must-see TV for me.
Like I have a lot of questions. Like Jean-Luc goes back and he's like revisiting the Borg, and I had to like say to Timmy, like, you know, tell me the history with him and the Borg. Like there's stuff that I don't know.
Right.
But
Right.
I do enjoy it. I do enjoy it.
Good. Yeah.
Vikings Valhalla we're done with, so
You're done.
Yeah.
Is,
Now I
is
just
there
have
a
to watch
season
Cody
2?
and his amulet.
Is there a season 2 of Vikings Valhalla, or did we just tell a full story?
There was a season 2 as well.
Oh, okay,
We're
good.
done with that as well.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay. So we'll have to see. All right, my friend. Guys, if you want to hear our Sister Wives rewatch, if you want to hear us talk about 90 Day of the Single Life, if you want to get on Ladies of a Certain Age tier, let me tell you what I have coming up there.
Okay.
So Jenny and I, it will have dropped by the time you hear this. We covered Devil on Trial.
Can't wait to hear it.
For next month, I believe we're doing Teen Hell Camp, which is about
I watched that.
Yeah, the camp
Did
Challenger.
you and Jenny do it?
We're going to do it, yeah.
Okay.
Jenny
Yeah,
and
I watched it. It was so gross.
I'm also throwing out a bonus episode. I took it from our Patreon on Gen X This Is Why when we had it, which is us covering Tommy Boy.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to throw that on there just as a little bonus.
Okay.
So, I'm going to put a lot of, I think, my old Patreon content on there. You'll get something new, but you'll also get some of that bonus stuff, which we covered. Help me, My So-Called Life. We did a lot of after school specials. We did Love Boat, which was amazing. I mean,
I would love to go back and watch Love Boat again. It's as bad as I think it is.
Oh yeah, everybody's banging. It's like a bang trip.
I can't believe my mother let me watch this.
Oh yeah.
Love Boat, then Fantasy Island Friday nights, man.
Yep,
it's exciting.
Absolutely. All right, my friend. Oh, by the way, I used to call Fantasy Island Vacuum Island when I was a kid, but that's a whole thing.
Why?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. Cool. All right, guys. Thanks for listening. We'll see you soon.
Take care, everyone.
Bye.